Tuning the tables, not so rapid fire. Since we started the Unqualified podcast, our guest has been good sports when it comes to the recurring segments, which can be silly and sometimes kind of wild. But we've never turned the tables. Have you never been on the receiving end of not rapid fire, or how would you proceed, or deal breakers? I decided to put myself in the hot seat for this one. I asked my friend Cassie Daniels, a screenwriter and a segment producer on the podcast, to put together some questions and surprise me with the classic unqualified treatment. And it made me weirdly nervous. It's odd to be on the opposite end. I feel like I need to call all our guests and apologize. Not so rapid fire with Anna Faris. Would you rather lose your orgasm or your sense of humor? My orgasm. It'd be sad though. And the two are kind of linked, aren't they? If you are in a happy place and relaxed and really love your partner, it's so much easier to have an orgasm. And you can't be in a relaxed, happy place with someone who doesn't make you laugh. But if the two were completely separate, then yes, definitely the orgasm. What's your survival plan for a zombie apocalypse? I've actually been told that I should head immediately to the website Ace Hardware because the whole building is surrounded by high-curved metal fences that the zombies can't get into. And we would have plenty of supplies like shovels. It was the UN twins who worked on Observe and Report and have written a zombie film themselves who told me that. Well, what can I bring, I asked. We are not even quite sure we're going to let you in yet, actually, they said, because you are not going to offer a lot. What if I offered a comedic monologue to keep the morale high? Well, you'd still be taking our water supplies, they said. So I offered to help procreate, but they were iffy on that too. So I guess if they didn't let me in, I'd stay at my house. And I'd let people come over. I've got a nice candelabra and some weaponry to smash the zombies' brains in, and lots of earthquake survival kits that my mom gives me every Christmas. Think of this like fuck, marry, kill. But instead, you have to hide a dead body with someone, call them to bail you out of jail, or get anal bleaching together. And it's the coaster edition. Here are your options: Alice and Jenny, Regina Hall, Emma Stone. I think I would hide the dead body with Regina because she's pretty cool under fire. She wouldn't panic under the stress of that. I'll call Emma Stone to get out of jail because she is really crafty and quick on her feet. Then she would create a plan. I think she would be a little surprised to hear from me though because it's been a while. Hey Emma, I'm in a little jump, but I think she would answer the call. And then Alison, yeah, we could do anal bleaching. We've seen a lot of each other's bodies, so... But truly, I think any of these women would perform well in any of these scenarios. If you could erase one audition from your memory, what would it be? There was an audition I did in college. I can't even remember what play it was for anymore, but it was at the ACD Theater in Seattle, and I remember working really hard to prepare, and knowing from the moment I opened my mouth that they wanted me. I did a monologue, and then I read from the script with another actor, and I knew I was tanking. I wasn't doing well in the theater classes at the time either. After the audition, I ran into an older actor outside the theater who told me that if I can do anything else, I should. Do you want to act? He asked me. I said I thought I did. Are you any good at anything else? He asked. I said that, yeah, I probably was. Then that's what you should do, he said. If it's not torment, do not act, then you shouldn't act. So I thought, okay, I'm not going to act anymore. I dropped out of the drama program at UW and went into comparative literature and then Greek mythology and then communications before I finally landed on English major. That was the audition that made me say all signs are pointing to me not being an actor. I felt a little bit bummed about it, but the idea had been growing in me for a bit. I was practical and realistic, and I had already worked with enough struggling actors to feel confident that I wasn't going to just go to Hollywood and make money acting. So I stopped, but I had a Seattle-based agent already, so I thought if she calls me, I'll still audition for commercial things in case I can make a little money here and there. And she did call about a horror film that would eventually pull me back to acting. If you had wrestling move, what it be called, and what it be, and what you wrestling may be? The move would be the Faris wheel fair down. It would involve me being in a handstand and swaggering my legs and wrapping my ankles around my opponent's neck and taking them out head first. It'd be pretty dramatic. My wrestling name would be the Arminator, like rhymes with Dominator. It doesn't make a ton of sense, but she'd be a pink dominatrix. You were serving 7 years and 4 months at a maximum security prison in Wichita. What are you in for and what is your prison job? Easy. I'm in for using big Bowie knife to stab and murder a home invasion burglar who ended up being unarmed. I stabbed him maybe 24 times. So the big question became, was this self-protection? Maybe it was an acquaintance or someone I knew a long time ago. So while it seemed like maybe he came to rob me, the details are a little hazy. But I thought he was trying to rob me when I stabbed him. But that was my defense at least. I would like to say that I would work in the prison library, but I think I'm too chatty, so I think I'd want to do food service, but not dishwashing though. I'd probably have to work my way up. Well, I could do laundry, but there's a lot of noise there, so I wouldn't get to be too chatty. My volunteer work would be in the theater program, the glass menagerie over and over again. Sometimes I would play Laura and sometimes I'd be the gentleman caller. This doesn't sound too bad actually. Maybe I should stab someone 24 times to get to do this. I would excel in prison. I do like to make the best of a bad situation and I don't like drama, so I'm not going to be starting shit. I would learn to lay low until I got theater respect. Who was the bigger gold digger? Belle or Aladdin? With Belle, I think the whole thing was about aesthetic, so I've got to go with Aladdin. But I'm fascinated with successful real-life gold diggers. They're amazing to me. You see them a lot on Real Housewives, and it's an art. How do you get elevated to marriage status? It's a big red flag when a hot young girl has been with a rich guy for 6 or 7 years and there still isn't commitment. A successful gold digger makes it happen in the first 2 years. The proposal isn't going to happen if you got too far down the road. Here's what I think it takes to get to marriage. The girl can't have slept with any of the man's friends. She has to give good blowjobs. She has to be mildly flirtatious with the guy's friends, but not too much because the friends always have the guy's ear. She has to be very pleasant and laugh at everyone's jokes. It sounds exhausting. Would you rather eat your own placenta or be in labor for 72 hours without an epidural? For sure eat my own placenta. I'm not thrilled about the idea, don't get me wrong, but when I was in labor before my epidural, that was like nothing I've ever known. I always thought until that day that I had a high pain tolerance. I still think I do, but labor is a whole other kind of pain. Next time, if I were to ever get pregnant again, I would know when to start asking for the drugs. You think the epidural is going to be some quick thing, and that you have time to sign consent forms and your husband has to leave the room. Contractions are mind-numbing pain. I remember Chris complimented me like, "Babe, you didn't even scream." And I said because I couldn't. I was so consumed. I had nothing to lose. I remember in the moment telling myself, there's going to be a time when I'm going to forget this pain. Anna, do not forget, do not forget, do not forget, do not forget.